So I'm with David Carr, the General Manager from the Young Technicians Academy in Yaxley. Now, David, how did the Young Technicians Academy come about?
Well, the Young Technicians has been around since 2016. It was an idea that the arts is not just about being on stage. The arts, there's so much more to it. There is the behind the scenes as your stage management, your sound engineers, lighting engineers, your rigging crew, media, anyone that you can think of. It's all part of the arts. So the Young Technicians was an idea that if you don't want to be on stage or being on stage isn't for you, you can still be an artist, you can still be part of the arts. So that was established in 2016, ran in primary and secondary schools up until 2020. We then ended up having to stop, obviously lockdown hit, and out the other side of lockdown, we restructured, we stripped everything back, we started again, and we came out the other side with the Young Technicians Academy.
So why did you feel the need to get involved?
So I met Pino and the Young Technicians back in 2018, and I just thought, I've always been interested in the arts. I'm musician and performer myself, so I was always on the stage, but I was always interested by everything that happened behind the scenes, and so I kind of found my own way into the industry, taught myself things, ended up going to college, but I've always been interested in inspiring the next generation, working with students to, at the end of the day, they will be here after we're gone, so they're going to be the next generation. So I thought somewhere that we could teach students this side of thing, which is just as important as being on stage, was a really good idea. So it was kind of both of my things linked together, and it worked perfectly.
Yeah. So you mentioned a little bit about starting up in that back end out of lockdown. We opened the academy.
Yes.
Speak to the viewers a little bit about this academy, what the sort of things you've been able to offer as a result of it, and the sort of courses and everything.
Okay, so the dream of the Young Technicians was to always have an academy, a place to call home as such. Have our own place where we were always going into schools, but somewhere now that our students can come to, that they are familiar with. The equipment's up for them to get stuck straight in, and a sense of ownership for them is something really good. And thanks to the Young Technicians Academy, we've been able to open much more than just live events. So instead of just being an academy for the live events, we thought we needed to be able to do the events for someone. So we opened performing arts, music. So we've got music tech, music production, our Academy of Rock guys. So we have the performers on stage, we have the crew backstage. And then because of COVID, I think media really became something. Everyone moved online. Even this, for example, radio and things, it got used a lot more. So we thought that radio and media and photography was a really good thing to offer, because more and more people and students are interested in it. At the end of the day, we lost 2 years of our lives and everything was online, so people are interested in how it happens. So we grew media as well, so we've now got all the elements of the arts as such under one roof, and that's something that's quite big.
Lockdown was so hard hitting for a lot of people, and a lot of people did result in doing little things, whether it's photography. So it is a great thing that you offer.
It did. I mean, when people were out and about, people were out taking pictures, and
exactly,
like I said, bands that we've worked with, live streams, they went online, they streamed. It's not just putting a phone up and pressing live, it's all about getting your levels right and doing all this sort of thing.
Communications also with the bands, learning all about that event.
Exactly.
So obviously over the past few months I've been looking through your social media, and a lot has happened with the Young Technicians Academy. What has been your personal highlight for yourself, or maybe it is for the academy? What has been that highlight for you?
That's a good question. I mean, I remember the day that we got the keys for the academy. That was obviously a brilliant day. We had our first open day, 25th of September last year, and that was really nice actually, because we had a lot of people here. It wasn't just the staff that are working with us. We had old students come, we had friends of Young Technicians that came to support us, that we've met over the last 4 years, that came down and basically to see where we were, and that was something really special. But I think a personal highlight for me is I do a lot of work with the music students. So when we have been able to launch our Academy of Rock, and we had our Academy of Rock, our lighting students and our sound students all working together back in February to put on an event here at the Academy. It was our first event here. It was all live streamed. We had, like I said, we had media students involved, lighting students, sound students, the performers on stage. with students. I think that was the first time that I was like, this is what we really wanted, and this is a big moment.
Yeah, definitely. So you said a little bit about how you left. You wanted to always get into the media industry. You went to college and studied media. What do you have to say to people who might have been a bit like you and not had the exact opportunities you had, but want to get into the media industry and don't know where to start?
Yeah, I mean, I was music, not media, but we'll go with it. It's fine. I think if there is an interest, whether it is music or media or lighting or anything of the type, even performing arts, musical theatre, dance, come and have a chat. Come and see what we're about. We've got staff here at the academy that are from across the industry, that have all been in the industry, worked in the industry, still are working in the industry, that care about what you want to do, and we want to be able to give you guys our advice and help you out. I mean, I would always recommend coming here, learning the courses. If that can lead you on to college, university, work opportunities, then that's perfect. But even if it's just for a conversation because you don't know which direction to go in, that's what we're here for. Yeah.
Obviously, we probably spoke a little bit about it, but there's obviously so little where we are concerned, like with performing arts, media in one place. So why should people come to the Young Technicians Academy as opposed to anywhere else in Peterborough?
There is, like we just said earlier, and like you just said there's nowhere that that all of the arts is under one roof. So I think students here have a sense of belonging and a sense of family, but not just in their little courses, but within the whole academy. It's nice to see shows running that's just students. It's students that have organised it, students that are running it, students that have put it on, students that are performing in it. And for us to be able to offer that to students is really brilliant to see. I mean, how many places could you come here as a performer and get a headshot done, a video reel filmed, performance opportunities, like work performing, practicing on a stage every single week? It doesn't just come about. So I think that's where the academy's unique.
And I think, like you spoke about the Academy of Rock, and we've seen some of those bands performing, like we had one Unit 11 perform on the main stage at Yaxley Festival. Like, the doors you've been able to open just from your support is miraculous. But what can we expect to see from the Young Technicians Academy in the future? What's on the horizon? What can we tease for the viewers?
I don't know how much I can say. I think looking at where we were last September to where we are now, so much has changed, and I think we've grown at a rate we did not expect to be growing at so quickly, and it's brilliant. So all I can say is, if things carry on heading in the right direction, then there'll be a lot more of us to see. So the academy's changing constantly. We're adding new things in. We've had, it's going to sound really boring, but we got a new truss rig put in, for example, for our lighting students. But that was an exciting moment for us staff. But it's things like that. Things are always changing. Whether it's a fresh lick of paint or it's a kind of some new equipment in there, everything's always changing, everything's always happening.
New doors are always open.
Exactly. It's nice to see things expanding, new opportunities for students to get involved in. We've always, like I said, we've always got opportunities for students. We're always looking for events for our students to work at. You said Yaxley earlier for Unit 11, but another thing with Yaxley, which we've actually been a part of since 2017, is our students have worked it. This year we had the second stage was run entirely by our students. It was all our students. They rigged it, they built the stage, they rigged the lights, they built the lights, they designed the lights, they did everything, they worked. And these are students from Cambridge right up to Ely and that sort of area. So it really is kind of polar ends, but they all came together because they're all part of the Young Technicians. And like I said, it's that sense of family and belonging. No matter where you are, you're a part of the Young Techs.
And I feel as though, like, obviously we've got our open day coming up very soon, and obviously being quite outside of the Peterborough region, we spoke a little bit about why people should come to the Young Technicians Academy, but also like the sort of, we've had people in the past, and you can comment on it too, who've gone on to so many more things. Do you care to speak a little bit on
We have. I mean, some of the Young Tech alumni include students that have gone on to study at Backstage Academy, which is the UK's leading university in the live events. We've had students that have gone on to currently work for, have worked for the BBC, and now moving on to other things. Students that are local senior technicians in theatres across Peterborough, Cambridgeshire and Lincolnshire as well. So it proves that the Young Tech, it does work. I mean, we've even had students that still come back and work with us on events, and even that, it just shows that it works, and what we're doing is helping students decide what they want to do.
And one thing I will say is just obviously keep an eye on our socials to see the exciting opportunity we've got coming up. But I really thank you for your time today, David.
Of course, anytime.
Good luck for the Young Technicians Academy in the future.
Thank you very much.